it's Margaret. Welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. We're gonna do another thrift this, not that video where I go around the thrift store. I show different things that I either pick up or don't, and perhaps in its place what I wish I had found instead. So today I am looking at, this is Goodwill. Actually, I think I have two different Goodwill trips here because I needed more footage. So what I was looking for with that piece was if the same thing with this one, there's something called cranberry glass, and the glass is actually that color. So if you see it peeling off, then that's not going to be what you want. But let's take a peek at candle holders. This is a Notman, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, let's take a peek at that brand, and it's actually one that maybe we don't want to pick that up, but there is something we could be looking for instead. Here I have done a search for Notman candle holder, and if I'm saying that incorrectly, y'all just let me know. I have selected sold just so we could take a look at what those sell for, and as you can see, they don't really sell for that much. Now here's one that is the exception. Isn't there always an exception to the rule? So the overall though, I'm not seeing a lot. Maybe if you see one that looks like a candelabra, like here's a candelabra looking one, here's a like fancy candelabra style, then yeah, maybe those would be ones to look for. But what I want to talk to y'all about is, and here's one that was just like the one I picked up, but this is not sold. So, you know, there's a possibility, but again, it wasn't sold. And again, I don't always go off solds, but in this case, I will. What I was going to talk to y'all about is Glass Baby, and this may be one that y'all already know about. I am still learning glass. I have no shame in saying I'm still learning about stuff. I'm definitely still learning about Glass Baby and different glass items. So the first thing I searched was just candle holders. I wanted to see, you know, shipping highest to lowest to see what kind of jumped out at me. So when I did that, I noticed Glass Baby over and over and over again. Now, they're not all going to sell for upwards towards $1,000, but what I really wanted to see was, how can I identify it when I'm out and about? And what I kept noticing was that a lot of them just had a sticker. Well, the sticker is covering up the glass mark. So here I was like, oh man, I need to see what the mark is. No, that's the base. So I did a search, like what does the mark look like if there's no sticker on it? And it actually says Glass Baby in the bottom of the item. So a lot of them look like, let me go back again. That's the next thing. A lot of them look like just votive candle holders like that. I'm trying to get back to where I was. Okay. Let's go up here. I could have sworn I did another Glass Baby search, but I guess okay, let's just do it. Glass Baby. And we'll just search by and recently, so you can have a better idea of just random ones and how much they can sell for. So even just a random like gold colored one, $48 on that, $78 on this one. So it's definitely worth just having that name. And you know, if you didn't know that name before, and honestly, if I saw a votive candle holder that looked like this, would I know just to flip it over and look at it? I might not. But now I will try to look at like, okay, how is it put together? Looks like the base is kind of clear. Looks like, you know, the top part could be swirly colors, opaque, or translucent. It's definitely something that I'm going to start, you know, taking a closer look at votives and flipping them over to see if it's got that mark Glass Baby on the bottom. Again, everybody learns new things, maybe something you already knew, but it was new for me. All right, let's jump back into the thrift video and see what we find next. I always like looking at trinket boxes. This was one I decided I could pass on. I think it was $12.99. It was something like, I was like, no. And the motif on it didn't really jump out at me. However, I keep having to remind myself that just because it's not something I like doesn't mean that it's not something that will sell. This was such a cute little piece. Is it a sugar bowl? I couldn't quite make out exactly. I think it's supposed to be a sugar bowl, but it was pretty cute. But I did not pick this item up. Let's see what else we've got here. I liked this vase, but I think this was one that was just like a mass-produced type vase, so I didn't really want to go on that. But the next thing I find over here are these cool Williams-Sonoma, they're corn holders, right? So I thought, you know what, Williams-Sonoma is one of my go-to brands that I'm like, okay, $9.99 for the set. Williams-Sonoma is a brand that I always like to look up when I find it. So let's take a look at these Williams-Sonoma, because these are actually, I don't end up buying them. So let's take a look at what I would buy instead. Still Williams-Sonoma, still corn holders, but not those. So doing a search for Williams-Sonoma corn dishes, what I found was selling were the much more understated white corn dishes. And these actually still have the corn motif in the bottom of them, but they're not as showy or bright as the ones that have, the actual corn. So maybe people are looking for things that are a little more understated for their fancy corn dishes. As you can see, there are some, like here are some that sold, but it looks like it has salt and pepper as well, that were $40, and a couple others for $22. So I mean, me buying those for $10, I would have liked to have seen more of a return on investment. But, and again, these, I don't really look at ones that are on auction. I go usually off of buy it now. So here was a box of 4 of them that sold for $43, $29, $31, etc. Generally, I guess if I'm buying the whole set for $10, I wouldn't mind, because that's a good, $25, $30 profit if you sell it for $40. So that's not too bad, right? It sounds pretty good to me. So when you're looking for corn dishes, especially if you find Williams-Sonoma, well, first of all, if you see Williams-Sonoma stuff, take a second to look it up, because it's a brand that people like. And then if you're looking at the corn ones, then it looks like the just plain white ones are a better bet than the color. Then I really liked this bowl. It kind of has a Francoma look to it, but it's not Francoma. But I really loved the green, but without a mark. I mean, definitely things that are unmarked can sell, but I didn't want to spend that amount for the bowl and then, sit on it for a while. This was a nice nativity snow globe, but they wanted a little more than I wanted to spend on it. So I left it behind. All right, I always love hitting this section with the wallets and the clutch purses and stuff like that. So there are definitely some to look for. I feel like I talk about these in a lot of the videos, because we've talked about Loungefly, I know. But today we're going to talk about a brand that ended up being new to me. This Michael Kors one was okay, but it had some significant wear. So this is a brand called Tous, Tous, and I end up getting this wallet. I do not, in just a second, I pick up this other Michael Kors wallet. They wanted $6 for that, and it actually might have been an okay buy, but I do not believe I got that one. But let's take a look at the Tous wallet so you can familiarize yourself with that brand, and also the Michael Kors wallets, and you can decide for yourself on that if it's something you would pick up. So I've done a search on eBay for Tous wallet, and if you think I'm saying that wrong, then feel free to correct my grammar, but I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. All right, so I see that there are 20 sold for that brand. And the prices that I'm seeing are anywhere, 35 plus, but that's like a teeny little keychain style one. But 35, 60, 50, I mean, it seems like, and this is the style that I've got. Mine is not exactly like that, but the print is the same. So I felt pretty good about spending a couple bucks on that wallet. And I'm going to take off sold so you can see how many are still up for sale. So there are 65 up for sale. This one looks almost just like the one I have, so about $30, which is likely what I'll put on mine, because maybe I'll put it a little higher, because I'm seeing a lot of the other ones up for a bit more. So I might actually list mine for a little bit more. Let's take a look at that Michael Kors wallet. So again, this is sold on Michael Kors. I'm going to scroll up real fast. Okay, so I did a search, Michael Kors wallet. Look at this. 7,581 sold. So it's definitely something people are buying. And the prices, again, just depending on the style, depending on the condition, can be anywhere from, here's like $12.50, but that's, just depending on the style, like I say, up into, $80 or so. So what does that tell you? I guess just look it up if you find a Michael Kors wallet, especially if it's one that is in pretty good condition. Let's see how many are still up for sale. Probably thousands. Yep, 11,000 up for sale. I mean, still, there are a lot that sold. So it is something that's moving. What I'm going to scroll down and look at, because as you can see, there are still new ones. What I want to look at is used. Because as far as used goes, there's only 3,000. So someone might think, oh, you know what? I want to get a used one because it might be cheaper. Or I want to get a used one because the one I want is discontinued. So definitely something to keep in mind, that even though there are thousands and thousands up there, if you've got one that's discontinued and somebody's like, that was my favorite wallet, I have to have that same one, then they're going to be willing to come over and look for a used one to replace their favorite wallet. My audio keeps getting chopped off. All right, so again, I love looking through this section. You just never know what you're going to find. And let's see, there's a little clutch there that I grab onto and I hold for a little bit. This right here, it was $7, and it probably would have been an okay one to pick up. Maybe I would have sold it for about 20. I think it ended up being like a Charming Charlie or something. This is eelskin. I have had eelskin wallets. There's a wallet and then there's a clutch purse that I pick up, but they were not, they're not selling for that much. So I do hang on to them for a little bit as I walk around, and then I look things up as I kind of go around, and I did end up not getting them. This Sri Lanka wallet was interesting too, but no. I mean, it was one of those things that if it were, $1 at a garage sale, then sure. But $5 at the thrift store, probably not. And then I don't do, unless something's really amazing, I don't do a lot of cleaning on stuff. So here's a Vera Bradley. I frequently get kind of scolded for leaving behind Vera Bradley stuff, but let me show you why I don't really go after Vera Bradley that hard. As I said, I do get, I don't want to say scolded, but if I leave Vera Bradley behind, I will almost certainly get a comment about it in the comment section. Somebody saying, you missed a Vera Bradley. And my reason for that is they can be so hit or miss. Depending on the style, depending on the size, the condition, and I don't know all the names of the patterns. People have their favorite pattern and they want all of the things in that style. So there are some that tend to do better than others as far as Vera Bradley goes. And usually it's like, I would say, like if you saw a green one, I think maybe turquoise. I did a big thing about this a while back, trying to figure out like which one should I pick up. It's worth taking a look if you find one, but in my experience, I end up sitting on Vera Bradley stuff for a while. I think I have a green Vera Bradley bag somewhere. It may be in my closet, actually. I think I decided to keep it. I end up sitting on Vera Bradley stuff for a long time. And then again, with the price ranges, some of them are just, bottom of the barrel and super cheap. And then others do better. So maybe it was the purple. Maybe it was purple and green. I feel like I did this research for myself before, and I just can't remember. I guess we all have those things that we're like, I really don't want to. But yeah, as you can see, let me zoom back to the top. There are 8,000 sold. I'm going to come back over here and search by used, because generally that's what we're going to find, right? We're going to be selling used ones. So 4,000 used. And then I'm going to take sold off so we can see how many used Vera Bradley are listed right now. Vera Bradley wallets, that's what I've got this sorted by, 9,000. So yeah, they're still selling, but not for a ton. Again, depending. So, if I got it at a quarter at the garage sale, sure, I'll get it and I'll list it for 12. That to me, I'm like, okay, that's a good $10 profit. I'm fine with it. But if I'm going to spend $3, $4, $5 at the thrift store, it better be something that I can sell for $25 or something to at least make a bigger profit. if it's going to be something I'm going to have to sit on for a while. Diving back in, and as we go along, y'all let me know if you see something I missed, because I learned from doing this too. Y'all frequently, probably every video, are like, that's something you missed. And I'm just like, okay, great, yay. You know, something new for me to learn to look for. I really appreciate that, because then I can learn too. This girl with the goose has been there every time I go by. She's still there. Still there. Maybe she's waiting for me to buy her. She's wondering, why haven't you bought me yet? This is a cute little figurine, but I just didn't want to buy it for $2. I didn't. Moving on. I think I keep thinking, man, it looks like something I should know. It looks like something I should be buying. It just says Fine Porcelain Japan on the bottom. But I just, yeah, like I say, I didn't want to get it. That's some nice lusterware there. It's really pretty. But nope. Those look like just little hand glazed angels. Menorah. It's got somebody's family name in it though, so I was hesitant to get something that was already named. Now I do hold on to this in case I find more, because I love napkin rings, and that was a silver plate cowboy napkin ring. I do not end up finding the mates for it, or the rest of the set, so I don't get it. But if I had, now I do get this, any kind of cast metal animal figurine. Actually, I already have it listed. $2. Definitely gonna get. I kind of like that little dog, that little hound dog. I feel like maybe I should have gotten it. I hold on to these. I think they're Nanco puppies for a little bit, but then I decide I don't end up getting them. They're not even priced now that maybe that's the price sticker sitting on the shelf there. But now I'm thinking, man, that little hound dog I pushed aside, I feel like maybe I should have taken a second look at, because it looks just so sad and funky. Little cuckoo clock magnets. Pass. I like cuckoo clock stuff though. I do not have a cuckoo clock, but I like them. I loved these like red lacquer looking cases, but it had a pen and a really knackered keychain in it. Like the leather was all peeling, or faux leather. I was worried I was going to take my finger off with that one. What else do you see that we can talk about? There's a canister set down there. It just looked like bigger than I wanted to deal with. This little, I guess it's an ashtray. What is this? I think it's, or some sort of serving dish, compote ashtray. What do you think? I hold on to it, but I don't believe, I'm looking over at my stash, I don't think I got it, but I really liked it. I probably should have gotten it if I didn't. Aha. I showed this in a haul video, and I've already, I haven't created the listing for it yet. This is actually a Roman brand, and I shared it in one of my haul videos, and the brand does not sell for that much, but that particular one I'm gonna sell for a lot more because it's just so cool looking. I think I found one that sold, but again, it's one of those things where I feel like it should sell for more than it did. So definitely gonna list that. I can't even say for how much yet because I haven't listed it. Fart alarm. Pass. That's like my kids. Their humor right now is all in the toilet. I can't take it. Save me. Save me. They're in that age though. They're in that like middle school age, both of them. Oh, brother. I'll take it over the 3s though. If you are dealing with a 3-year-old at home. I feel for you. All right, okay, this, oh, gorgeous, right? So the lid is missing, right? It's hinged. I can't remember what you call that kind of glass, but it's this gilt trinket box, like footed. And so I put it in the cart thinking, I'm going to get it anyway. I'm going to, look for the lid. I do not end up getting it because they still wanted $4. Probably still worth it because it was just awesome. But I don't end up getting it. Yeah, because I thought, if I'm going to get something like that, I just need to get stuff that's going to sell for sure, for sure. I do get this haunted house castle thing. Look at all the different holes for the candles to come, you know, showing their light through. Isn't that awesome? It definitely had a lot of, for real, cobwebs in it. I still haven't cleaned it out. So let's see if I get a shot of any of the cobwebs. Yeah, you can see it's got cobwebs in it. For real. Yeah, definitely got that. It's Halloween-y. It's unusual, unique. I haven't seen anything like it, so that came home with me. This, I showed this briefly in one of the haul videos. This is a painted gourd. It's a piece of art. So, I mean, it weighs not even half a pound. It's so light. So, the workmanship on this is exquisite. So, we're going to talk about gourds for just a second and the artwork and what to pick up when it comes to gourds. I have done a search for hand-painted gourd. I do have it sorted from highest to lowest. The first things you'll see are a gourd style vase. So those are not technically like real gourds that have been painted. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit to show you basically what you want to look for with painted gourds are ones that are signed. So the one I had was signed. Ones that the workmanship just looks fantastic. So here's one that's a Joe Spencer snowman. These are the porcelain gourds. I'm going to scroll a little bit past these because there are some others I want to show you. Here's another Joe Spencer. Here's another hand-painted Santa gourd, like folk art, right? So that's kind of what you want to look for. I am going to sort, oh, this is cool. Hand-painted gourd, like a little helicopter ride. There's one with a cocopelli on it. That's not a gourd. So here's another Santa one. Artist signed. That's what you want to look for. And look at this Mr. and Mrs. Claus, hand painted by ... So ones that are signed. The puppy ones, super cute. Okay, I'm going to zoom back to the top and we're going to sort by ended recently. So you can kind of get a feel for other ones that have sold. Like here's one that's like a witch painted on a gourd that sold for $24. That was on auction. And then, you know, even just these little ones, it looks like a little Santa. That sold for $35, a best offer accepted. So definitely take a look, especially if they look hand-painted or they're unusual or fun, that they might be worth. See, that one only sold for about $5. But, I mean, you could probably see, like with the one I got with the spoonbills on it, the workmanship, the artistry was phenomenal. So I have mine listed. How much did I list it for? See, this I'm surprised at. This is kind of why I don't look at auctions, because that sold for 99 cents. So I wouldn't do that. I would not do that to myself. But you know what? Everybody's doing their own thing. So here's another one that sold for $48. Something to look at. Something to look at. Look at these little fellas. Aren't they fun? I think I did get mine listed. I'm trying to think. If not, I was pricing it out, trying to figure out. But I was definitely listing it in the hundreds because I couldn't find another one like it. And the artistry on those spoonbills was phenomenal. All right, here is mine. I do have it listed. So I have it up for $225, which I still feel like might be not enough because... yeah, I feel like I should list it for higher than that. But like I say, this is hand painted. It's just beautiful. It's dyed. It looks like on the inside or painted in some way. Griffith. I couldn't find much about the artist. Gorgeous though. Just. All right, moving on. So I'm still looking through all the vases and stuff. That one, that pink kind of drip glaze one, that was in a FabFitFun box. I do get these candle holders just because I personally liked them. $3.99 for the set, and I just thought, you know what, if they don't sell, I'm going to keep them because I liked them personally. That happens sometimes. They're catch and release. What else have we got here? I am always looking for like really nice crystal. Usually it's going to be heavier, it catches the light. And I'm not really finding that. What else do you look for here? Clearly I need to be looking for Glass Baby. And I know I've had people say, well, what are the odds of you finding something like that? Well, the odds of you finding it are a lot better if you know to look for it. If you've never heard of it before, the odds of you finding it are absolutely zero. So it's better to know, right? Then we're in the basket section. I'm looking for the sweetgrass baskets. If I find a longer burger basket that's cheap enough, this is kind of fun. I kind of wish I'd gotten that napkin holder. It kind of has almost a Viking-esque. I do get this inlaid metal pencil holder, and this as well. This really cool wooden letter sorter. $3. I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'll get that. That won't be too hard to sell. What else do we see here? I am not seeing anything. Tell me if you see something that I'm missing. There's a cool basket, but no. I really enjoy looking through the wood section and the baskets, also to find, frequently you can find just really unique things, sometimes things people have handmade. I liked this box a lot, but they wanted $10 for it. It's like, man, I wanted it for me, but I was like, man, I know I'm going to find a box cheaper than that. $10, can't do it. Can't do it. Then, jewelry boxes are usually in this section too, so those are fun. This wooden vase, what do you make of that? It's like a vase, but I mean, you can't put water in that. I guess you would put fake flowers. I just thought it was cool. What kind of wood is that? That's another thing I need. There are certain woods I can identify, and that light colored wood. It's not birch. Is it birch? No. Help me, Rhonda. Yeah. Then we're looking at mugs. Always looking at the mugs. I take a look at this Demi-Tasse set. I forget now what the name of it was, but it was not one that was selling. I really like the colorful cups. Now this I freeze framed on it because this is a really cool lamp, but the shade was missing. And so I went back because I remember seeing some of the lampshades, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go see if I can find the lampshade for this. Maybe it's over there. It got separated. It wasn't. I mean, I went through all of these things. I still feel like maybe I should have gotten the lamp anyway, but here I am like, okay, where are you? Are you hiding? Where's the lampshade for this thing? It might have just not been brought out yet. Maybe somebody already bought the lampshade and just the lamp was left behind, or maybe it never came with the lampshade. But I was kind of bummed about that because the lamp was really cool. Probably could have gotten it anyway and just bought a new lampshade for it, but I didn't. I did not. I just know myself. I know it would take me forever, and it would sit in my room, and then I would be disappointed in myself and think, why did you do that? So I'm at a new thrift store, this one, if you can't tell. This is a different thrift trip. They had lots of what seemed to be aquarium decorations, which actually might have been a good pickup. Do y'all usually pick up, I guess if it was a big one, because those are expensive. Do y'all pick up aquarium decorations? This is a really cool ink calligraphy set that I got. My kids want it. So that's what's happening with this. My kids are getting it to, quote, I say play with, but they have to learn how to use it, so we can count it for school, right? Homeschool, learning how to do Chinese calligraphy. Why not? Have y'all watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? I started showing the kids that the other day, but subtitles. They couldn't with the subtitles. They're just not ready, I guess, for that. It's such a good movie, though. I thought about getting this for us, too, but then I thought, oh, what if my cats mistake it for a mini litter box? And then I'll have a surprise waiting for me on my table in my room. And I don't want that. Any horror stories with Zen sand gardens and kitty cats? I could see it happen. This is where my kid's like, what is that, Mom? So I'm showing. Look what it is. you know, you've got the little grind of the ink and all of that cool stuff. That's what I'm explaining and how cool it is. I like selling coasters, but they didn't have the kind of coasters that I want to get. But we are going to take a look at one other thing here that it can be a hit or miss item. And it is something that you might find in the mug section, but there are other items by this maker as well, and it is Rae Dunn. So a lot of people will go to Marshall's or those type of stores to find, and this is not the Rae Dunn, I'm just getting ahead of myself as usual. A lot of people will go to other stores, discount stores, to find Rae Dunn stuff because it can sell for a good profit depending on what you find. So what I find while I'm here, which eventually I apparently will get to, are a couple of mugs, and I end up finding a couple more throughout the store. It looked like somebody else had found them, picked them up, walked around with them and looked them up, and then set them down just randomly. There they are. They have this look to them, so they're very noticeable. Travel says one, Awaken says the other. So let's go take a look at Rae Dunn and see what we should be looking for. Now, generally, if I find Rae Dunn, I'm going to pick it up and look it up because I know that there are some that can sell for a really good profit. I actually have a Rae Dunn letter sorter up right now because for that reason. Nice grammar. First things first, Rae Dunn mug, and I have sorted by highest price because we want to see what the big ticket items are that people are looking for. Here's a green one that says Toxic. That sold for $3,000. Okay. Generally, though, when I'm looking at, especially the higher ticket ones, I want to see ones that have sold repeatedly over and over, like this little chirp one. Chirp, chirp. You'll see it a number of times. This one with a crown, you see them repeatedly. So that's when I know, okay, it's not just a fluke. This is one that people are looking for. Clearly, these like acid green ones might be a good one to look for because those seem to be ones we've seen a couple times. And then there's another chirp at a different size. We'll go back in just a second and look for Rae Dunn mugs, that just what has sold recently. Some people just go bonkers for her stuff. And again, it's not all just mugs. There's other items as well. So let's scroll back up and we'll sort by, and look here, 8,475 sold for Rae Dunn mug. Let's do ended recently. And we're looking at, this is what I'm talking about. Some of them are not selling for that much. Some of them a little bit more. So you just have to take a moment to look it up, right? Because there are a lot that just aren't selling for a whole lot. Now, if I find something, again, for a quarter at the garage sale, sure, I'm going to come list it for $16.99 or $20. If it's for $3 or $4, $2, $3, whatever from the thrift store, probably not going to take that leap. Unless, I say that, but then if you're in a thrifting desert and you're trying to find any $5 here and there that you can get, go get it. Get that $5, $6, $7, because that starts adding up, Yeah, here are the lime green ones, $40, $27, $18. Probably could have gotten more. That's my guess. So, and again, I'm going to zoom up. Let's take off mug and just do a search for Rae Dunn. So you can see there's more than just mugs. There's all kinds of stuff. First aid kit, napkins, canisters, towels, etc., etc. So, but they all have a very distinctive look, as you can see. Except for that guy. Look at him. Yeah, they all have that same sort of font, same kind of look. So it's pretty easy to spot. And then the bottom is very clearly marked Rae Dunn. Now we're diving back in. I did not open that scroll down there. That was probably a mistake. But again, I didn't even notice it. Tunnel vision. When I'm looking through this glass stuff, I am also looking for glass paperweight. So I see this cool glass ball, but it's not a paperweight. But it might have been cool to get. But I was like, it just rolls around. Like, oh no, I would need something to, I kind of regret not getting these. I didn't notice until I was doing the video that it was Africa, so it was probably a globe all the way around, which would have been a really cool pickup, but I did not get it. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this thrift this, not that video. Leave any comments you have down below about things that you've been thrifting. And if you enjoy this style of video, then make sure you have hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when I put out new videos. And also, if you like a good laugh and like to be motivated during your day, then make sure you're following me over on Instagram and Facebook, because I not only share things I've sold or motivational things, I like to share funny memes that I find along the way as well. And it's just another fun way for us to connect. So I will see you on the interwebs and in the comments. I will talk to you on the next one, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.